Most people are missing the habits that help relationships last a lifetime. They wonder why friendships drift apart, why family bonds weaken, why connections that once felt solid just fade. But it's not random. The relationships that last decades, the ones that survive distance, conflict, and time, they share specific habits. Not grand gestures, not perfect communication, just consistent patterns that build bonds strong enough to last. And by the end of this video, you'll know 5 of the most important ones. Most people don't realize that lasting relationships aren't built on intensity. They're built on consistency, on showing up, on doing specific things over and over until the relationship becomes unbreakable. And these 5 habits are what separate temporary connections from lifelong ones. Before we start, like the video and subscribe to LifeBased for more insights about the patterns shaping your life and relationships. Let's get into it. Number 1, making the other person feel safe to be themselves. Not judging, not criticizing who they are, not making them feel like they need to perform or hide parts of themselves. People in lasting relationships create space where the other person can be honest, vulnerable, and real without fear of rejection, because relationships that last a lifetime are built on acceptance, not performance. When someone feels like they have to edit themselves around you, the relationship stays surface level. They can't relax, they can't be real, and over time, that distance kills the connection. But when you make someone feel safe, when you show them they don't have to be perfect or put together, they open up, they let you in, and that's where real connection happens. This means not making jokes at their expense when they're vulnerable, not dismissing their feelings when they share something real, not using what they tell you against them later. It means being someone they can trust with the parts of themselves they don't show everyone else. Making people feel safe to be themselves is what allows relationships to go deeper instead of staying shallow. Number 2, quick repair after conflict. Every relationship has conflict, but the ones that last a lifetime don't let it sit. They don't wait weeks to address it. They don't let resentment build. They reach out, they apologize, they talk it through, because unresolved conflict is poison to long-term relationships. The speed of repair matters more than most people realize. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more the story in your head hardens, the more distance grows. People who keep relationships for life don't avoid conflict. They just don't let it fester. They choose the relationship over their ego. They reach out first even when it's uncomfortable. This applies to friendships, family, partners, anyone. If something feels off, address it. Don't let days turn into weeks. Don't assume time will fix it, because most of the time, it doesn't. It just makes the gap wider. Relationships that last are the ones where both people are willing to repair quickly. Quick repair is what prevents small issues from becoming permanent distance. Number 3, expressed appreciation. Not just thinking grateful thoughts, but saying them out loud, directly. People in lasting relationships acknowledge when someone shows up. They say thank you. They tell people what they value about them, and they do it regularly because appreciation expressed is what keeps relationships feeling alive. People who maintain lifelong bonds don't assume the other person knows they're appreciated. They make it clear. A text saying you're glad they're in your life, a comment acknowledging something they did, a simple thank you for being there. These small moments add up, and over time, they create a relationship where both people feel valued instead of taken for granted. When appreciation becomes rare, people start to feel like the relationship is one-sided, like their effort doesn't matter, and that's when they start pulling back. But when you consistently express gratitude, you reinforce the bond. You remind the other person why the relationship matters, and that keeps it strong. Expressed appreciation is what makes people feel like the relationship is worth maintaining. Number 4, showing up during hard times. Not just for the celebrations, not just when it's easy, but when it's hard, when the other person is struggling, when there's nothing fun about it. Because relationships that last a lifetime are strengthened more by shared adversity than shared joy. Anyone can show up for a party. It's easy to be present when things are going well, but the people who last in your life are the ones who show up when you're going through loss, when you're dealing with failure, when you're not fun to be around. That's where loyalty is tested. That's where people learn who's real. People who maintain lifelong relationships don't disappear during hard times. They lean in. They check in more, not less. They offer support even when it's inconvenient. And that creates a bond that's difficult to break because the other person knows you're not just there for the highlight reel. You're there for all of it. Showing up when it matters most is what separates fair-weather friends from lifelong ones.
If you want to dive deeper into understanding relationship patterns, setting healthy boundaries, and healing from toxic people, there are some powerful book recommendations in the description below. Check them out if you're serious about protecting your peace and building healthier connections.
Number 5, respecting boundaries without resentment. Understanding that boundaries aren't rejection, they're communication. When someone says they need space, giving it. When someone says no, respecting it. Not guilt-tripping, not manipulating, not making the other person's needs about yourself. Because relationships that last are built on mutual respect, not obligation. Healthy long-term relationships have clear boundaries that both people honor. When you respect someone's limits, you show them that you value their well-being over your comfort. And that builds trust, the kind of trust that makes relationships last decades. This means not pushing when someone says they're not ready to talk, not showing up unannounced when they've asked for space, not demanding more time than they can give. Boundaries aren't walls, they're guidelines, and when you respect them, the relationship strengthens instead of breaking. Respecting boundaries without resentment is what allows relationships to last without one person feeling suffocated and the other person feeling rejected. These 5 habits aren't complicated, they're just small, consistent actions that build over time, making people feel safe to be themselves so real connection happens, quick repair after conflict so resentment doesn't build, expressed appreciation so both people feel valued, showing up during hard times so loyalty is proven, respecting boundaries so the relationship stays healthy. When you do these things, relationships have a much better chance of lasting a lifetime, of staying strong through everything, of becoming the kind of bond that doesn't break. And if you're not doing them, start now, because the people worth keeping are the ones you invest in, not just when it's convenient, but consistently, through the small, unglamorous habits that most people skip. That's what gives relationships the best chance to last a lifetime. If you found this helpful, like the video and subscribe to LifeBased for more insights about the patterns shaping your life and relationships. Thanks for watching.